We're going to call the Mequon Municipal Water Utility Commission meeting of December 13th to order. We'll let the record show that everyone who's here for the Committee of the Whole is still here for this meeting, which will bring us to meeting minutes approval from the last meeting.
Move approval.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And the minutes are approved. First up are our four discussion items. Resolution approving an amendment to the agreement between the City of Milwaukee and the City of Mequon for the purchase of water at wholesale concerning the relocation of a second water connection point from Granville and County Line roads to Swan and County Line roads. I'm assuming Jim Voigt from City Water is going to take us through this quickly. You may recall we asked for that relocation of the main, primarily to be closer to a city center and support the development on Swan Road. Take it from here, please.
Yep. Back in May, we had requested that we ask Milwaukee Water Works to move the location. Our original contract stipulated 107th Street, which is Granville. And we asked that they either provide us an either 91st Swan or 107th due to the development that was moving forward at Swan. Milwaukee came back and just requested that we ask for one location specifically, so just Swan Road, which makes it easier, they feel, to get it through their common council. From our standpoint, this doesn't preclude us in the future, if there is a development out at 107th, to go back to Milwaukee Water Works and request another connection. It's just them saying, if you're going to change it, why not just change it to that specific location? So we recommend that the Water Commission adopt the resolution and authorize this amendment agreement with the City of Milwaukee.
Are there any questions from the Commission? Seeing none, is there we approving this onto the council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Moves on to oh, wait a minute. We are our own body. We don't need to move this on to the council. It's on the agenda? Okay. Well, the next one. Next up, we have approval of water services agreement with the Village of Thiensville along Friedstadt Road and Main Street in the Village of Thiensville. Jim as well will give us a brief discussion on this.
So Thiensville has created a TID, and they are looking to expand the water main from where it exists currently, which is just south of Friedstadt Road, probably about a couple hundred yards, to run north of Friedstadt about a block, and then west of Friedstadt, west of Main Street on Friedstadt, underneath the railroad tracks to roughly Williamsburg Apartments. So the normal process for them to do this is to enter into an agreement with us for water services agreement. We believe that this would be a good expansion of the water utility, and we recommend that you would approve the water services agreement.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Just already in Thiensville, just expanding a little more. Alderman Meyer.
Just real quick. This is pretty much predicated or pretty much pushed by their new development over there.
Yeah, they took down the Mobile and several other buildings that were kind of at that northwest corner of Friedstadt and Main Street. And
they have a town center that they're saying going over there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Nope. We have any other questions? Did I miss someone?
I scratched my head.
Oh, that's pretty close to raising your hand. Yep. Gotta be careful. If there's no other questions, is there a motion?
Would approve.
Second. Motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, on to the next item, the review of proposed terms within an intergovernmental agreement for the provision of municipal water service between the City of Mequon and the Village of River Hills. Perhaps is Director Lundin taking this one? Okay.
Yeah.
Take it away.
You may recall at the last Water Utility Commission meeting, we were to come forward with this draft agreement, but at the last minute, we're asked to hold off to be able to address some questions that the University School of Milwaukee had with respect to connection. We subsequently had a meeting with both the Village of River Hills and representatives from University School of Milwaukee, and all parties mutually agreed to move forward with the process, which included bringing these draft terms before you for consideration. To clarify, it is just draft terms. Your comment here does not indicate an agreement for municipal water service, but we want to make clear to the Village of River Hills what the terms and conditions of water service would be, so that they can consider that before they ultimately make the final request or acceptance of those terms and conditions for your approval. We wanted you to see them before they're distributed to the Village of River Hills for consideration. That includes addressing the previous comments of the commission in the intergovernmental agreement, and then just for reference, we also included a copy of the water services agreement, so you can see what is the project basis terms that are in the water services agreement versus the terms and conditions for municipal water service that are included in the intergovernmental agreement.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a productive meeting in this room at the end of November, getting all the parties together and cutting through some of the red tape and confusion due to fractured communications that were happening earlier. So I think everyone's on the same page, and both River Hills and USM want to partake in the agreement. We need to approve the draft document so we can give it to them so they can really do the rest of the work that's necessary in order for anything to come back for consideration. So if there's any comments on the document in draft form, be good to get them out now, if possible, or very, very shortly thereafter, so staff can work with River Hills to figure out if they're in this for the long haul, if they're going to actually sign up under these terms or not. Alderman Parrish, Commissioner Parrish, sorry.
Staff has been truly diligent, almost too fast, in my opinion, that we're at this point where this agreement is here in front of us. I've reviewed it. I have very few changes about it. It seems, again, very, very impressive progress. It comes back to our original concern about, do we have the right to provide this municipality with this water for forever while maintaining capacity for our city? And I know that we approved the strategic plan, which you're probably getting ready to start working on, but I'm assuming that you're not concerned about it, or we wouldn't be advancing this fast, right?
Correct. Jim can speak more strongly to the numbers that I can, but due to both the location and loop of the connection, we are not concerned about this constraining existing properties within the water user service area from the capacity required to serve those properties.
They were looking to connect to the system in Bayside, underneath the freeway in Bayside, which is served by North Shore Water, and we are nowhere near the capacity that we could receive from North Shore. So of the two systems, that's the better one to connect to from our standpoint. Thank you.
And that additional connection would have some benefits for the rest of the system at large. A little redundancy on that connection from the east side. So we're getting a little bit of things that benefit the rest of the utility as well, if it moves forward. Alderman Boucher.
In here, you mentioned that USM had, at one point, said that they were not interested, and then they were interested. So part one is, what was their apprehension? And part two is, if they go back and become not interested again, what happens to this agreement?
Nothing. So the latter question is nothing. So Exhibit A is the River Hills user service area. If USM was ultimately not willing to connect, they would not be included in the user service area, and the project would subsequently be designed accordingly. The consensus at the meeting was from University School, was that they do want to be included. What isn't clear is what would be the timeline of their connection. And so to be able to address the requirement that the revenue from River Hills otherwise cover their costs, that was the pro forma that they otherwise did, that appeared to be kind of upside down if University School didn't connect, that the determination was that we would ultimately include the requirement that the revenues will cover those expenses. So if they do not, the Village of River Hills will be required to cut a check for that difference. So that will leave ultimately the Village of River Hills and University School in likely some negotiations for connection, but it allows the agreement as it moves forward to include USM, but without a requirement in terms of the connection. It just allows for the connection, and both parties were agreeable, at least in concept, to that. This would be the first that they see it in writing.
I wouldn't characterize them as disinterested. I think they didn't have info. There was fractured communications going on, and not everyone had all the information. So it was just general confusion. Now they're all on the same page. And as the director explained, that clause in the water services agreement covers any potential contingency should the revenue created from this expansion fall short in the future. River Hills, as a municipality, would be on the hook to make up that difference based off of actual user rates paid in over time and actual project costs in the future. So we don't, you may recall there was a proposal by River Hills to come up with a buy-in calculation in the beginning, but there's no way to really accurately calculate what a pipe system like this will cost 75 years from now. So they creatively came up with a different option that takes the risk off of the utility, which is what we want, and is fair based off of real data when some event happens in the future. So that's built into this water services agreement as well to protect the utility. Good work. Any other comments or questions from the commission? If there are not, we need a motion in a second to advance this draft document so more work can get done on it at River Hills level.
Make a motion to advance.
Second. Motion in the second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, good luck with the, this is the end of the beginning. Next, we have a discussion item on the update regarding Milwaukee Waterworks 2022 rate case. This will go back to Mr. Voigt.
This was informative. Just wanted to inform the board that Milwaukee Waterworks and the PSC staff had come to an agreement on their rate case. We authorized our consultant, for the wholesale users group to send a letter on our behalf that we were in agreement with this resolution. So basically what it boils down to is the increase is about 2.1% to the Mequon water utility, which is well below inflation. So we just wanted to let you know that was happening. It has to go before the commission has to pass it. But once it passes, then we will do our analysis and determine whether or not we want to move forward with purchase water adjustment or whether or not we just want to absorb the increase, and we'll provide you that analysis after the increase.
All right, thank you. That's pretty good news overall. If there are no questions on that, looking for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Motion in a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.